It looks like the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra won't be in the competition for brightness. Every new Galaxy phone from Samsung has featured OLED panels that are progressively brighter than their predecessors. Beginning with the S24 Ultra, the company has maintained the same OLED display, which reaches a peak brightness of 2600 nits. According to rumors, Samsung is set to adopt a newer M14-series OLED panel for the Galaxy S26 next year. However, do not anticipate any increase in brightness. The Galaxy S24 and S25 series utilize Samsung's M13 OLED displays. Despite that excellence, Apple's iPhone 17 series and Google's Pixel 10 have already surpassed Samsung by incorporating the latest M14 generation panels. In addition to being more power efficient, the new generation screens enable the latest iPhones and Pixels to achieve brightness levels of up to 3000 nits. Leaks suggest that Samsung will indeed use an M14-based OLED panel for the S26. Unfortunately, Leaker Ice Universe indicates that this upgrade will not result in an increase in screen brightness. Consequently, the entire Galaxy S26 series, including the Ultra variant, will remain capped at a peak brightness of 2600 nits. While this is not inherently negative, as 2600 nits is already quite bright, it does mean that the Galaxy S26 Ultra will, unlike the Pixel 10 and other Android devices, incorporate Corning's Gorilla Armour 2 or a subsequent version with an anti-reflective coating. This feature is arguably more significant than an extra 400 nits of peak brightness, as it greatly reduces reflections, leading to a superior viewing experience. Rumors also say that Samsung will launch a new privacy display technology on the Galaxy S26 Ultra. The function would purportedly make the screen dimmer than usual when you're in a busy environment to hide crucial information, such as in banking apps, hidden from prying eyes. It will reportedly automatically enable itself depending on the content you're watching. If the functionality works as reported so far, it will be a significantly bigger upgrade than a brighter screen. There's another benefit of Samsung moving to M13 OLED panels. Since it utilizes less energy, this will indirectly aid in enhancing the S26's battery life. With Samsung supposedly still sticking to a 5000 mAh cell on the S26 Ultra for another year, a more power-efficient display would be a great way to wring out extra battery life. On the other side, Samsung's S26 and S26 Plus will each be sold in two RAM and storage configurations, according to a fresh leak. These will be 12/256 gigs and 12/512 gigs. On the other hand, the S26 Ultra will come in three configurations in most places: 12/256 gigs, 12/512 gigs, and 12 gigs/1 terabytes. However, in some select areas, the device with 1 terabyte of storage will actually get 16 gigs of RAM. One such market is China, where local brands dominate and none have less than 16 gigs of RAM for their top-tier flagship products. So Samsung will match them on their home soil, but elsewhere throughout the world will choose to save some money and go with just 12 gigs. Counting on the fact that its name alone will make people select an S26 with 12 gigs over a Chinese device with 16 gigs. A leak from a few days ago also stated that the entire S26 range will be using LPDDR5X RAM with 10.7 gigabytes per second speed. The S26 family is now rumored to be launching in February. Samsung's Galaxy Ultra phones have always been about huge specs and outstanding displays. But the latest S26 Ultra rumors hint at something more. A new Flex Magic Pixel feature, a hardware-level privacy screen that makes the display impossible to read from the side. Yep, you should be able to toggle this with only a tap. No actual screen protector necessary. This is the kind of subtle and useful improvement that might give Samsung's flagship a real competitive edge beyond simply the specs. Come to think about it, Samsung's Ultra models have traditionally relied on screens and camera hardware to stand out. This takes things one step further with a feature no other phone has. For years, privacy screen covers have existed as a cool but specialized accessory. Essentially, it's a thin film that reduces viewing angles, so others sitting beside you can't see at your screen. This is perfect for frequent travelers or public commuters who don't want everyone staring at their device. However, those screen protectors are something you have to buy individually. They reduce the brightness, and the colors sometimes look much worse. And like any screen protector, they are just permanently there. With this, working on sensitive papers will be safer, communicating becomes more discreet on public transport, and you can watch your favorite films in public without worrying about strangers staring at your screen. This new Flex Magic Pixel is not coming out of the blue for Samsung. The business launched its initial push into superior anti-reflective coatings with the S21 Ultra. It didn't advertise this before, but critics observed a big improvement. It carried on improving until the breakthrough moment came with the S24 Ultra, the first phone in the world equipped with Corning's Gorilla Armour. This effectively removed most imperfections while offering greater durability and up to 4x higher scratch resistance. In recent years, more and more people are upset with the slow pace of innovation at Samsung. After all, Ultra phones in the past 4 years have not improved on the 5000 mAh battery size that is now dwarfed by phones like the OnePlus 15. Many enhancements feel incremental, and some customers are also grumbling that the S Pen is taking up too much space. But with the S26 Ultra, Samsung is likely to introduce a world-first feature that feels exciting. A display that adapts to provide you better privacy? That's not just another number on a spec sheet. It's everyday convenience. And unlike camera or CPU enhancements, this is a feature you notice every single time you use your phone in public. Development S26 Ultra is on the correct track. Samsung didn't do any big changes to it like in the case of the replacement S26 Edge and the S26 Plus, so work on the most sophisticated model is clearly progressing according to plan, and without any apparent hitches. This is also evidenced by the fact that S26 Ultra has now emerged in the essential BIS certification, where we can locate it under the model number MS948B. Galaxy S26 Ultra will be Samsung's most advanced mobile phone next year. It should provide enhanced cameras and up to 60-watt charging. It should be powered by a powerful Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chip, and its selfie camera will also undergo a metamorphosis, thanks to the plugin One UI 8.5. In addition, we can look forward to a variety of updated features or additional tools. And although Samsung is not planning any revolutionary improvements for the S26 Ultra, it will only undergo modest modifications, but it will be worth paying attention to. Until recently, there was suspicion that the development of the Galaxy S26 to Galaxy S26 Plus was becoming delayed, so their launch may be pushed back by up to 2 months. However, the recent leaks show that Samsung will certainly pull it off, and the premium series Galaxy, we shall see S26 soon in the last week of January. It will be intriguing that Samsung will unify the design of all S26 mobiles, and they will seem exactly the same from the front. The S26 Ultra should finally get rid of harsh edges, and the corners of the complete trio will be rounded. They will resemble the iPhone 17 or iPhone 17 Pro, which they will compete directly with. From the back, they should look like models from the S25 series, and maybe the islands around the cameras may vary a little. But we don't foresee any revolution in this sector either. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more tech news and updates.